Computer science majors are probably the most intelligent human beings on the earth. Change my mind. This is not me being selfish because I'm not a computer science major. And I'm saying this because as someone who's taken about, what, three CS courses, I understand absolutely nothing that goes on there. To be fair, computer science is more than just hacking and, being fancy with an RGB keyboard. It actually involves a lot of troubleshooting and, like, for example, if you get stuck on like a piece of code, I remember I was doing my assignment and I had to verify an IPv4 address to see if like all the digits are fine and if it's a valid IPv4 address. So one of the functions I was asked to code was to make sure that each number is a number and not anything else like a character like ABC or something. The way it was structured is that it was actually a character, but when I made like my if statement that maybe if it's an A or if it's a B, I forgot to add these like single. Probably put this on the screen. I can't really describe it like a not a parenthesis. It's like that colon. Okay, it's not a colon. Okay, you're probably seeing it on screen. I'm talking about this thing. I forgot to add this next to the character I was supposed to add, and it completely broke my code. I was troubleshooting for like 3 4 hours, right? And I was like, well, I can't do it. I guess I'll take an L on the assignment. So I left it. And then on the day of the submission, I was like, I've got the logic right. I might as well check if I've got at least maybe I'll find the error. Maybe it's something stupid. So I went back, looked at my code, and I was like, bro, it's a character, isn't it? Why haven't you added that thing? And then I did it, and then of course I got other errors because it turns out my logic wasn't correct, but I got it working. And I was like, I'm so stupid. So basically that's CS for me. Like I'll get the logic in like quizzes and stuff when they ask me like maybe if they ask me to like the logic of how things work, I'll be able to get that done. I remember in my data structures class, which was ooh, that was the most complicated course I've ever taken. I scored like 10 out of 10 in the last three quizzes I took before I dropped the course because, bro, the code was so complicated. Um, so I know the logic, right? But coding, like you ask me like, how would you approach this question? I'll give you the answer, and the instructor will say, all right, 10 out of 10, and then they'll say, okay, now code it, and then it's a 0 out of 10. My coding skills are beyond ridiculously bad, but just like organic chemistry is not my strength. One of the reasons why I dropped electrical engineering was because of computer science and a ton of mathematics. It was a pain in the backside. But computer science is one of those reasons because programming is not for me. Programming sounds fun. For those who are looking for computer science as like a future career path, go for it. Like I think like the future is basically computer science, right? You got artificial intelligence, and you basically need computer science for that. So there's a lot of possibility, but don't think it's easy. And for those of you who are scoring like A's and A stars, or not, maybe you're not that good then either. But like if you're scoring really well in your high school computer science classes, and you're like, yeah, this is easy peasy. I'm gonna become the next Tony Stark. It, trust me, bro. When you get to university, oh, it's gonna hit like a truck. You're gonna realize that it's so much more complicated than you think. If there are any computer science majors watching the video, then you'll know the pain of like even just simple pointers. I don't know how many of you guys watching know what a pointer is. It is ridiculously it's easy once you get the gist of it, because a lot of the initial code you'll write, you'll be asked to write it with pointers, but you can do it without pointers, and so you're left frustrated, like, come on, I can code without pointers, I don't need pointers. And then about 4 weeks later, or about 6 weeks later, in my case, because I was stubborn, I was taking this course called CS200, which is like a bit more advanced programming. I'm taking this the second time. So the first time I took it, I was relaxed on pointers. I was like, okay, this is a simple concept. We're not really going to apply this going forward. And I kid you not, every single piece of code I needed to write needed pointers, and I was blank. So I didn't really score too well, frankly, because like I wasn't great at pointers. But even like later on, like linked list was, I call linked list like the final boss of that course. It was so hard. Now I understand. We're doing linked lists earlier in this course than I anticipated, and I'm actually vibing. I know how to do it. I was very surprised. I feel like a genius now. But back then, just so many functions and so much code that it was beyond me. Yet somehow CS majors can do it. in the university that I'm studying at, right, we have like four schools. We have like the law school, the humanities school, the business school, and the science school, right? Or am I missing any? Yeah, I think that's about right. So we have like these four schools, like these are the four major ones. And I'm enrolled in the science school. And every year for like undergraduate level, which is what you do after like look, I'm not American, so I don't know. I'm going to use A levels as an example. So after A levels, you go into like, you guys call it college. I'm calling it university, man. You Americans are weird. And so the science school usually enrolls 400 students every year, and it's incredible. Of those 400 students, 300 of them, or about like a good 70% at least, go for computer science. It's like incredible, and the other 100 are divided into the other majors that we have, which include like chemistry, physics, biology, maths and economics, freaking electrical engineering and chemical engineering. That's like seven, right? So you got 300 students for one major and then 100 students for seven majors. There's a reason my batch size is like 12 people. And then and my brother's a CS major. He's actually gone for a CS class right now. Rest in peace. His batch size is like 300 students. It's incredible the amount of people that want CS as a major. I honestly fear, like, for CS majors though, is that it's going to be a very saturated market, especially now that like Chat GPT is a thing. And Chat GPT, I've never used Chat GPT. Okay, now this might come as a shock. I initially tried using Chat GPT, then I realized you needed to make an account, and I was like, well, I already have like 50 accounts. I'm not going to make another one, so I didn't use Chat GPT. But I've heard it's very useful, and it can code for you and all that stuff. So scary stuff for CS majors, but I think you'll find your way through it because, as I said, as the title of the video says, you guys are geniuses. You'll find a way. Not me though, because I'm not that smart. I'll admit it. There's a reason why I'm playing Minecraft in the background. I'm not that smart. Okay, maybe I am smart. Okay, this is for the record. I'm kind of smart, but not enough for computer science. Um, so that's pretty much my take on computer science. Those of you who are majoring or want to go in a future career path, good luck, because you'll need it, bro. Unless you're like a natural programmer, like you're gonna struggle, bro. It's not easy. So yeah, I guess now I'll kind of transition to another thing I want to talk about really quickly. It's not part of the CS major stuff, but like my last video, I wasn't actually expecting it to do that well. It was kind of like a small rant, but last I checked, it got 200 views in less than 2 days. That's like my best performing video so far. Like I was genuinely taken aback. Like obviously it depends on retention and stuff. I don't know what the retention rates are. I gained 4 subscribers, guys. So for the four of you guys that joined the channel, hello. I'm glad you're here. I hope I didn't disappoint with this video. Yeah, I hope it wasn't, maybe it wasn't your cup of tea, but I got some other stuff to talk about if you're ever interested. Maybe uh I don't know. You'll see, bro. I can make stuff up and talk about it for a long time, especially if I'm really into it. So yeah, thank you for the support on the latest video and the comments. Well, the comments were so positive, man. You guys are really cool. So until next time, and for you CS majors, good luck. And I guess for me as well, I got a class in like half an hour. Frick. Yeah. Bye.